Curated link lists are a curation kind of piece, but it takes a bit more time to put them together than we take during our daily curation workflow. So I've created this separate video for you to consider creating curated link lists for your readers. So it could be something like the top news in the industry this week with links to yours and others' posts about what the industry news was this week, who covered it best. But you can really go beyond that by seeking out the best evergreen kind of content and curating each piece to create a go-to resource for the best of the best in your marketplace. This is the perfect match for a situation where you want to have a really in-depth article or piece on your site about something, but you just don't have the time to give the piece the time and attention that it deserves. So let me give you an example. There's a great piece of software out there. It's called OmniFocus. It's a task and project management software. I use it. I really, really like it. But it's deep. It's really, really deep stuff. So to sit down and really tell people how to use it would take a lot more time than I can give right now. So while I totally think that other people who read my blog would love to be introduced to this software, it's just not in me to create the piece right now. Instead, what I can do is crawl the web for the best videos, the best podcasts, the best articles that other people have written about how to use OmniFocus, and then I'd compile them together in a best of OmniFocus kind of post on my site. And just like your daily curation workflow, your audience is going to love, love, love you for doing this because they don't have the time to go out there and read through everything just to find the best stuff. You're going to do that work for them, and then they're going to thank you for it. So here's a guy who did just that for OmniFocus Apple scripts. He didn't go write all the Apple scripts. He just curated a list of the best ones, and then he directed people to their source so that they could find them. Now, as you list each item that you're linking to, in this case, an OmniFocus tutorial or Apple script or something like that, you want to qualify it. You want to tell your readers why you chose that item, what made this one stand out to you. And that's important because your readers want to know before they click the link if what you're linking to is relevant for them. So back to the OmniFocus example, if it's a post about how to use contexts in OmniFocus, but your reader doesn't really use context in the first place too much, so they might know from reading your short blurb that this might not be the best article for them to read. They can move on to the next one in your list. But it's also important to qualify the link with a sentence or two, just like this gentleman did with his OmniFocus Apple Scripts post, because it lets the reader know that you read the article that you're linking to. And that's just a trust issue. If they know that you vetted everything and that you created this post because you're able to describe it in your short description, they know that you did the work for them and they're thankful. Now, anybody can do a Google search and post the top 10 results on their blog and call it a best of list, but show your readers that you put some time and some thought into your curated link list by qualifying each one, and they will appreciate you for it. Just like my example of how to use OmniFocus, use this kind of curated link list post to link out to people who've done the work you're not ready or willing to do yet. But here's a few other scenarios where you can use this kind of post. You can link to your old favorites, your favorite post that you've written, your favorite post from last month, the most commented post that you've written, your favorite posts on social media as opposed to internet marketing if we're talking about my blog. This guy did a post from the last year, 1 year in top 10 posts from Economics Intelligence. You can also link to other blogs in your niche or in a similar vertical. This is a good way to get attention from those bloggers once you've established yourself. So here's a guy who writes a design blog. He said if I could only read 10 blogs, here's what they would be. You can also link out to the manufacturer company blogs in your niche. Link out to the funniest posts in your niche or the most hardcore fans in your niche. If there's controversy, link out to the top posts discussing that controversy. If you're into running, link out to 5 people who finished their first 5K this year. If you're into tomato growing, link out to 7 people who grew the most interesting hybrids that you want to try next season. Consider your niche, consider what the buzz is out there, and curate a place where your readers can come and get the best vetted list of information out there. Also, these kinds of posts people do tend to link to a lot, so they're a great opportunity for you to gain backlinks to your own site.